What's going on, guys? Back at it with another video, and today is going to be a full step-by-step guide on how to become a high-ticket closer in 2026. Now, I'll be honest, in the high-ticket sales industry, there is so much information out there. A lot of them are bullshit, and a small minority of people that are actually teaching you sales actually give valuable fucking shit. And this step-by-step guide is going to be so simple that a retard can actually understand how high-ticket sales works in general, and they can potentially land on their first offer if they actually try. So get your pen and paper, be ready to watch this video and actually implement the information. Don't just watch this shit thinking you're being productive. No, like actually implement the information that is gonna be inside of this video. And some of you guys obviously don't know me, but my name is Ish and I'm 18. I did start off doing appointment setting, did it for a couple of months, and I ended up switching over to high ticket sales, obviously a couple months after learning how to do appointment setting. I'll be honest with sales, I loved it. I still obviously do sales to this day. I'm still taking calls, but for the most part, now I am scaling info offers. But one thing I'm gonna say is this whole like work 4 hours a day, make 10K a month as a closer is ridiculous, bro. That shit is so fucking false. Bro, you're not gonna make no more than like 3 to 4K a month if you're working 3 to 4 hours a day and living this soft lifestyle. It's just not realistic. First things first, what is high ticket sales? High ticket sales is just selling an expensive product online, whether it's a product base or it's a service base. You're just hopping on calls and just selling it to prospects that are interested in actually buying the product. What businesses need closers? Basically, all types of businesses need closers. High ticket products, service-based businesses, info products, almost anything that's expensive needs a closer. Because at the end of the day, the business owner who's running that shit, he doesn't have time to speak to every single qualified prospect. No, he's too busy for that. He needs to work on growing the business and constantly working on the business. He doesn't have time to deal with hopping on calls every single fucking day, or else he won't be able to actually grow the business. So that's where obviously closers come in. They're essentially the middleman between the product and the prospect. And obviously the closer is in the middle, and they obviously explain how the product works and if it makes sense to the prospect. They buy, you make commission. What does a closer do day to day? So let me grab my phone and show you guys exactly what a closer does day to day, just so you guys can get a sense and idea what I'm talking about. So I'm gonna obviously hide the company, but this is one of my clients. Calendar is packed with calls. That's one day. And then yesterday, packed with calls. Another day, packed with calls. So you as a closer, you are gonna be packed on calls basically every single day. And you're just obviously hopping on those calls, trying to see if the prospect really needs the service. One thing I'm gonna make clear as well too, is don't be that person who sells bullshit. Because when you're in sales, you're here to genuinely fucking help them. Mind you, you've seen how well the product and service has changed other people's lives. So first off, make sure you actually believe in the product you're selling. Don't hop in doing it for the money, because bro, bad karma is gonna come on you. If you're selling a product only because you needed the money and you did it for your own selfish gain, karma's gonna hit you. So once you believe in the product and you've seen how it's changed other people's lives, now you're gonna show the prospects who need help how the product can change their life. But obviously they gotta obviously be willing to put in the work as well. A lot of these sales trainers talk about how sales is all about manipulation. To a certain extent, it kind of is. I'm not gonna sit and lie, it is to a certain extent, but you're manipulating them to make the right fucking decision. And that's why I'm saying at least believe in the product so you can have max conviction when you talk about the product so they can see that it can actually help them. The mindset before the skill. Now, I'm not going to be no guru talking about mindset, but I swear to God, mindset is so crucial. Like, I know you guys hear this shit all the time. Oh yeah, discipline over motivation and work every day and be the person who's not motivated. Like, I know. But what I'm trying to say is you actually have to have a fucking psychopath mindset. Bro, literally, like, a little background on me. So the reason why I started sales, I was living in the trenches not too long ago. I had everything to gain. I was hungry as fuck. I had everything to prove. I wanted to take care of my parents. I wanted to live the best life that I can. Now, when it comes to sales, I had the mindset that I genuinely want to help people. Like, because the offer I was on early was a pretty good offer. So I already knew I had max conviction because I've seen how it changed other people's lives. So I did nothing but wake up and dial every single fucking day. So your mindset when it comes to sales is, especially in the beginning when you don't have the skill yet, you're gonna burn a lot of leads. potentially. It can happen. That's why you obviously want to make sure you sign up for a good training program so you know what the hell to expect and you have enough training so you don't burn as much leads hopping in. The only reason someone would fail in high ticket sales is if they give up, they're lazy, and they're arrogant. Now, when it comes to closing early on, you're more than likely going to look at a word for word script trying to close the deals. And that's a phase that you obviously got to get out of as soon as possible because you never want to be that guy reading scripts. You want to follow a structure that's been proven to work time and time again, from introduction to discovery to obviously when to pitch, obviously future pacing. All that stuff is so important. You got to follow a structure that works best for you and that also makes it look like you actually still are genuine on these calls, not just some fucking salesman who's just reading a word for word script. Reminder, based on the offer you're selling for, obviously change up some of the questions. Now, the first step to a closing call is the introduction. This should last from 0 to 2 minutes. Literally, you're just asking, hey, how's everything going? Good. My name is obviously whatever. And I like to always frame it as I'm the offer owner's business partner because typically when it comes to this, if they can automatically assume that like you're like in a very high stage in the company and they don't look at you like you're a sales rep, that kind of lets their guard down a little bit and they're like, oh my God, I'm on call with the CEO. So it definitely does improve your authority. I've seen it increase closing rates, so I typically say this, but always make sure the offer owner is actually okay with it. And if he's not, then obviously come up with the other alternative. Now, obviously, asking what's their name, then they obviously give you their name. You know, like, nice to meet you. What city are you from? Born and raised in whatever city I am. Cool. Now, before we start, do you have any business partners? Now, what this does is you want to be able to prevent objections from happening. Bro, I swear to God, I've had so much calls where I had the perfect structure, everything made sense, I handled objections so well. At the end of the call, yeah, so I want to talk to my business partner. But that shit just, it urges my soul. So just make sure you always ask them this ahead of time just so you can prevent that objection from happening because they're business owners. They have a business partner. They're never going to make a financial decision without their business partner. It doesn't make any sense. So always make sure all decision makers are on the call. And yeah, now that's cool. So exactly from there, now you're like, that's solid. Cool. Now, just anyways, talk to me. Tell me how the business is currently going. Whatever. Now, next part is you want to dissect the current business. From 3 to 10 minutes, you want to just literally just see what the fuck's been going on, what they've done, what they haven't done, and just obviously just break down how everything's been going, and obviously just start building some type of rapport and let them know what they're doing right and what they're doing wrong. This whole part, they should be yapping about their business. Like, you're just asking questions and they're just yapping, answering all the questions you need on how the business has been going. So, yeah. Obviously, lightly acknowledge them on how the business has been going, then break down how their current online funnel is represented and what they obviously got to fix and what they're doing right. And obviously, you want to compare their business to another business that's doing way better than them in the current industry so they can visually see the examples that you're obviously showing them. So, yeah, they should obviously really learn a lot from this part of the call. Next is qualifying the problem. Now, after the funnel has been broken down and they're more aware of obviously where they're lacking in, so like I said, you want to break down what they're doing right and what they're doing wrong, then now you want to ask them what actually motivated them to hop on this call. Because you want to know what their intentions are. And if they're like, yeah, I've been looking for help for a while and I've just been trying to find a team, perfect. Now you just want to get some type of report and obviously know like why they hopped on call with you. Because even the data they tell you, like what motivated them to hop on the call, you can also send that to the offer owner and he can start creating content catered towards it. So if they're like, yeah, what motivated me to hop on this call was I see the offer owner post content. He's big on community and he's big on obviously like getting client results. So I figured I'm like, it doesn't hurt to hop on call with you guys. That's value you can provide to the offer owner. Sending him data and report on what every single prospect says on the call.
now indirectly cause pain. So from 15 to 18 minutes, this part of the call, you want to just make them feel like shit. Like honestly, because people don't move the needle and start until they desperately see how much money they're losing and how wrong they've been running it their whole time. That's when they're like, holy fuck, I have to take action. So yeah, great ways of obviously causing direct pain. Ask some questions that do so. Okay, how are you currently getting customers? Are you comfortable with how things are going on the business side of things? Now, even when it comes to the business, how much are you generating on a month-to-month basis? How much are you currently looking to make? Okay, so your goal is $6K a month. Do you think you have the knowledge to get there by yourself, or do you think you have a team to help, or do you think you need a team to help you get there? What's the biggest thing stopping you from getting to your goal? Okay, so you're currently making $6K a month. Now, why don't you continue doing what you're currently doing? Like, you want to just mind fuck them in a sense where, like, you keep bringing up how much money they're making so they can be like, holy shit, yeah, I gotta make more, right? Like, you gotta ask them so much questions that really dig deep into the pain and has them, like, realize that, okay, holy fuck, bro, I need to really find a team and really change this shit. Next, future capacity framing. The psychology behind that is you're removing future objections early and you're getting them to say, I can handle more. In a sense where you want to kind of sell them on this version of them that's doing obviously 30K a month, 100K a month. Like, you want to literally have them imagine what that version of them will be doing and the lifestyle they will have. Because when people can imagine the lifestyle they want to live and the version they want to be, fuck objections. They're going to want to get started. So you want to put that mindset in their head where they already are that version of them, right? So that version of them would not be scared to invest in himself, would he? Of course not. Because he knows that he has to always invest in order to grow this business. Belief installation. This is one of the strongest parts. Psychology of it is replacing doubt with certainty. So triggering desires plus comparisons. For example, cool. Now when it comes to results, I'm going to share my screen real quick and show you some examples of what I mean when it comes to generating results. Trust has come to an all-time low. People need to see results before they feel comfortable making a purchase. So that's where you share your screen and show them actual live results so they know you're not just bullshitting them. And examples of questions you can ask in this part of the call, belief installation, is how would making desired amount of money change your current lifestyle? How would that impact the people around you? And you can also ask them, do you know any of our current clients as well right now? And obviously if they do, then that builds more trust in this part of the call. And they're more likely going to pay because they know other people that actually paid for your program. Now, status elevation plus scarcity. So you're making them feel chosen. So B2B sales, they're obviously way smarter business to business compared to business to consumer. Their guard is going to be up a decent amount of time, but they obviously know they hopped on call because they need help. So they're not going to obviously have ego and shit. Like, I prefer B2B sales so much more because it's way more smarter prospects. Now, you want to still make them feel chosen, status, limited access, scarcity, micro commitment check. Now, this is psychology behind status elevation plus scarcity. This is a great example of status elevation plus scarcity pressure. With our program, we're a very exclusive team and we're not taking everyone on. I know everyone says that, but like, we generally, like, it has to make sense. The biggest thing is you doing your part and fulfilling your side of the business. Because if obviously you don't, we're not going to be able to obviously get to the goal. Now, right now, we currently have X amount of clients and we're closing when we hit X amount of clients. Because at the end of the day, if you're for everyone, you're for no one. Now, even when it comes to our program, do you have any questions before I break down the whole program? And this is typically when they ask you about the price or like the percentage structure you're going to put them on. They always ask that. And then the next step is obviously offer presentation. Now you break down the whole offer.
Follow-ups is where most of the money is going to be made. Now, if you're someone who's completely new to high ticket sales, you might not know what that means. So the moment you hop on that first call and you finish and they don't pay, now it's up to you to hit them up a couple of days later, a week later, 2 weeks later, and just see where they currently are at. Because at the end of the day, not everyone that hops on the first call is going to be money ready, perfect time to get started. Like, not every single person is gonna have that situation. That's in the perfect world, but we don't live in a perfect world. So a lot of the leads might not pay first time, unless if you're on some crazy offer where it's like Alex Hormozi's offer or Jeremy Miner, just those big guys that have like straight up like very qualified leads. That's when you're more than likely not gonna really deal with that much like, okay, I don't have the money, can we call later on down the line? So you have to make sure you're on your follow-up game. You're constantly reaching back out to leads, just really actually giving a fuck. Ask them, how's everything been from the last time we spoke? Have you like hit your goal? Like, what really changed from the last time we spoke? Because you can reach out like everyone else and be like, what's the update? Or you can put those stupid arrows, like, you know, trying to like bump the message back up. Like, those follow-ups barely work. I want to put this perspective in your mind. Person A, cliche ass follow-ups. Like I said, like, what's the update? Question mark, those two arrows. You're not going to respond to that. You would rather respond to someone who's like, hey, from the last time we spoke, I'm curious, have you like actually like reached your goal from the last time we spoke? That frame and positioning is like you actually give a fuck and you're just curious about where they were from the last time we spoke. People are more than likely going to reply to someone like that compared to just cliche ass messages. So just don't be that guy. Really make sure your follow-up looks as personal as possible. Fuck it, or even give them a call. Be like, hey, Johnny, last time we spoke, bro, how's everything been, bro? It's been a while. But talk to me though, Johnny, like, what's been updated? Why some offers might die. So you as a beginner closer, you want to make sure the offer you're on has good lead flow. Now, lead flow is people constantly texting the offer owner, actually wanting to get on call with them. That's what good lead flow is. So people that are constantly interested, you want them to constantly be able to text the offer owner, showing some type of interest, so you know you can actually make money every single month. Now, when the offer is dying, meaning people are showing way less interest, they're giving so much more objections on the calls, and literally there's almost nothing you can do. Obviously, there's always something you can do, but if the offer is really sinking and is going down, you want to find a new offer. And when you find that new offer, make sure, like I said, lead flow is good. Now, reasons why offers might die is, number one, the results are shit. Number two, scam allegations are not obviously fulfilling the service that people pay for. Or number three, just the industry itself is dying. Like, even me being in the info space for a while, I'm seeing the Amazon offers, Amazon FBA offers, they're not really selling as crazy as they used to. Like, I've seen that across like one or two of our clients. And I'm like, yeah, that's crazy. Like, it's slowly dying. I don't want to say that and put that in the air, but that's really what I'm seeing right now. So some industries just die because there's obviously better solutions. So it happens. So just make sure you do like actual research on the offer you're gonna hop on, and it's ascending, not descending. When it comes to objection handling, you want to acknowledge what they said and then ask a question associated with what they said. So if you're selling business to business and someone throws an objection like this where they're like, yeah, so I'm going to talk to my team about it, this is how you want to handle it. Yeah, I know, I get it. But if you don't mind me asking, like, is your team, are they like your business partners or are they like working for you? And in this situation, they might be like, yeah, I know, it's like people that I worked with for a long time, but they're not my business partners. So I'm like, but you as a business owner, you're the leader in the business. Like, imagine they're like, no, I don't think you should work with this team. They might be scammers. Would you take your team's like a suggestion on that, or would you still work with our team? They're gonna be like, no, I'm the business owner. I'm not gonna obviously like do what they think makes the most sense. I'm gonna do what makes the most sense because I'm the business owner. So yeah, I'm like, exactly. So if you as a business owner, why would you ask your employees to make a logical move when you're the business owner? They rely on you. And then they're gonna be like, yeah, I know, you're right. It's as simple as that. Like, all these stupid Instagram reels on like how to reframe objection handling. I swear to God, if I ever try to buy someone's program eventually to learn and get more educated, and I see some stupid reframe that I seen on an Instagram reel, I'm hopping off the call. Like, I'm hopping off of that call. I don't care how good the fucking pitch was. If I hear some bullshit script you got on Instagram, I'm hopping off the call. Because, bro, it's like, at the end of the day, people want to buy from humans. I don't want to buy from some guy who copied a script from some random nigga on fucking Instagram. Like, no, bro. No. It has to make sense. As long as you're hopping on these calls really trying to help them, that's when you're going to make the most amount of commission naturally. Because money is a byproduct when it comes to sales. The more people you help, the more commission you're going to make. Tonality. This is a big one. Every single person who's new to sales, they kind of have this persona that they have to sound like this, like, weird corporate guy. They're like, yeah, man, so tell me, how's everything going? No. People can automatically smell that you're trying to be someone you're not. When I hop on call, kick back, be like, yo, what's going on, G? How's everything going? Like, when you can feel the energy that I'm just a chill, laid back guy and I know what the fuck I'm talking about, you're gonna respect me so much more and take the call so much more serious. But if I can sense that someone's trying to be with or not, bro, I'm not gonna buy from them. And that's how humans are in general. Because we can smell disingenuousness. And it's a habit I had too as well. Like when I was hopping on closing, I was trying to sound like someone I was not. And the more laid back you are, and the more you are yourself, if you're this guy who's not really liked, don't obviously try to be a dickhead on the calls, because that's when people are gonna step away. But obviously just be yourself in a sense where your tonality sounds the same. Like you're not trying to create this random fucking high-pitched voice. Like, no, like be yourself. Try not to sound like who you're not. And obviously walk them down the program. And if they're a good fit, obviously get them on board with the team. Repetition and constant evaluation is exactly how you're gonna make the most amount of commission. If you're willing to sit home and dial every single day and call constantly over and over and over again and look at your videos and how your calls were and you're evaluating what you did right and what you did wrong, that's when you're gonna maximize the skill of closing. At any stage of your closing journey, you never wanna be that guy who thinks that he just knows everything. Don't be that guy. That guy is gonna stay at 10K a month. He's not gonna go to 15. He's not gonna go to 20. He's not going to 30K a month. He's going to stay stagnant. So make sure you're always open to learn from someone, especially someone who's doing way better than you, especially in sales. And they've lived that life. Just don't have a closed mindset. People are making hundreds of thousands of dollars off of closing monthly. A very small minority, obviously. But there's always someone doing better than you. So just always be a student to the game and always be willing to learn from someone who's crushing it. Pace. I always see beginner closers talk so fast. And I'm like, bro, grab some water. Take a deep breath and talk slower. Never feel like these prospects are ever rushing you. And if they are, you got to be able to hold them accountable. Be like, okay, listen, you hopped in on our team, you hopped on our calendar because you need help to solve your problem. I'm asking you questions to see if you're actually a good fit for the program. If you are, then obviously we're going to talk numbers. If not, then obviously I'll let you know towards the end of the call. You gotta always hold the frame. You can't let them hop on the calls and try to control the frame. Sometimes they do it without obviously realizing, but you gotta be the one to obviously let them know that they booked the call on your calendar because they need your help. This one simple mindset shift has literally helped me talk slower for the most part. Now, when you speak slower, people actually value your words so much more. And my mentor taught me that when I was 16, because I used to talk so fast. Even to this day, I have that habit where I do end up talking fast sometimes, but I'm working on it. But yeah, literally, the slower you talk, the more value your words have. People actually hold your words in so much longer. There's actually a study on that shit, so look at it. It's true. But don't obviously talk very, very slow to the point where the call pace is just taking way too long. Find that middle ground that makes sense towards you. Now you learn the basics and you want to actually get placed on your first offer so you can start making money. This is the simplest way to do so. Number one, a lot of info guys that are scaling sales teams, they always need setters. So number one, you would go on their Instagram and you would literally reach out to them, asking them if they have any available spots because you're hungry, you're looking to get into closing, and you're willing to dial all day. You got to sell yourself on why they should get you on an offer, because a lot of these guys don't hire beginner closers, but if you're willing to sell yourself and show that you're willing to literally stay your ass at home and work all day, and you have some type of sales experience, even if it's like in-person sales, just sell yourself on why you deserve a spot on the team. Now they say no, on to the next. Second step. Now you obviously want to send them a Loom video, obviously explaining and selling yourself on why you're the best fit. So the biggest thing is you want to stand out. I would have some crazy polarizing hook being like, I'll be honest, like I have no fucking social life. I am money driven. I love growing with people. I'm big on community and I really want to get placed on an offer. I know you hop on so much calls hearing people say some stupid bullshit. I'm being serious. I have a lot to gain. My back is against the wall. I told myself 2026 was going to be the year, and I'm not going to break that promise to myself. I am going to burn the fucking brick and go all in. I have all the time in the world to really sit my ass at home and dial the whole fucking day. If you start the hook like something like that, that's already you setting yourself apart from almost 99% of other people. Because they're constantly hopping on calls, these Loom guys talking about, yeah, my name is Devin, I'm 19, I work at McDonald's, and I do an e-com store, I do Amazon store, and I have to hang out with my girlfriend sometimes. I'm doing sales for a couple of months. Like, bro, if you don't have that type of polarizing personality to yourself and you're not like, I have everything to gain, I'm willing to put my life on the line, you're going to stand in the crowd with everybody else. But the whole point is to not stand in the crowd. So now those operators who are scaling sales side of the businesses, they would potentially be happy to take you on and place you on an offer because you sold yourself. So that's the type of energy you have to have in those Loom videos. Don't make it dry. Don't make it boring. Stand out. Be creative. Don't be a retard. Be like, what do I say? What do I say? How do I get started? Like, just don't be those idiots. Figure it out. I didn't know what the hell to say. All those other guys didn't know what to say, but they ended up making it work somehow. So don't be that guy. Don't victimize yourself. Be creative. Be polarizing. And make sure you actually grab attention on those Loom videos. Third step is you obviously wait to see if you got approved or not. That is, number one, the easiest way to obviously get placed on an offer. Now, if you don't know where to go on Instagram and just search up scaling sales businesses, info product scaling, just something along the lines of like info scaling and sales. You're going to see those guys who do that and just obviously reach out to them. Some of them have like a type form in their bio where you can obviously apply to become a closer, literally through their bio. Second way to get placed on an offer is to be extremely annoying and to hop inside of free Discord programs. So some offer owners, they have free programs teaching people how to, let's just say, for example, dropship or UGC, whatever it is, like whatever they're obviously like selling their high ticket program on, sometimes they have a free funnel. So you hopping inside of that free funnel, you can show that like you're ambitious to actually learn what they're doing. Like in terms of you're ambitious to learn how UGC works, you're actually active inside of the Discord server, just asking questions, answering questions, because it's the little things. If they can see, wow, this person actually knows a lot about UGC, or this person knows a lot about dropshipping, holy shit. And you're actually like almost acting like you're a moderator inside of the Discord server, they might even reach out to you and be like, hey, how's everything been going on dropshipping, whatever. And you can explain to them how, like, to be honest, like, you love to get placed on their offer and really help them, or you can reach out to them and tell them off rip from the get-go that you obviously want to close for them. So that's another way to get placed on an offer. Like, I've seen it happen a couple of times. It did work. It does work to this day. That's how I got placed on my first offer. And yeah, it's crazy. Third way to also land on the offer is to reach out to business owners. Now, all the business owners get hundreds of messages every single day, and that shit gets annoying. A lot of them will not reply to you, but if you go hard enough and you actually have a script that's actually pretty solid, and it shows that obviously you're hungry as fuck, send them the Loom, and it's obviously not too long, the script is pretty short, then that's also an opportunity you have where someone might respond. Because all you really need is one or two people to really respond, saying they're willing to give you a shot. That's all you need. So if you're willing to text these guys for a couple of hours without getting a response, and you do that for a long period of time, within a week or two, you will be able to probably hop on your first interview call just off of outreaching alone, selling yourself on why you should get placed on their offer. Once you obviously get placed on the offer, now the only way from the bottom is to the top. Stay hungry. Don't show any ego. Actually study the offer you're on. Talk to Claude. Figure out really the industry, the ICP, and even the offer owner you're obviously closing for. Watch his YouTube videos. Just learn how the industry works as well. And even become friends with the offer owner, bro. Ask him questions. Ask him how he would handle this. Ask him any tips does he have. Like, just be that person who's very malleable, that can grow in any situation. If you're that person and you constantly provide value, you're gonna go so far. So that wraps it up for this video. I hope you guys learned something from obviously this full guide. Now, I didn't obviously like to do those flashy edits, none of that bullshit. I just kept it real. That's what helped me get on a couple of offers. Some of my students got placed on a couple of offers with everything I've learned. And overall, if you're a student to the game and you're always willing to learn, you're going to go so far. But yeah, if you guys like this video, just like, comment, sub. Whatever type of videos you guys want to see, let me know. And yeah, I'll see you guys whenever.